Hey guys, welcome back into Fat Kid Certified Sports Entertainment. We're back with our Mount Rushmore series. We're here to talk about some teams on the Eastern Seaboard. We're going to stay on the East. My last episode you saw with fellow Fat Kid Certified member Craig Horn. Craig is back in New York. He made it home safely. Did not get stuck any further in this hurricane. He was also in the NFL Over-Under video that has been posted. Jackson is going to be a part of this video at some point today because you can hear him in the background. So bear with me there. He decided that he wanted to be involved in baseball today. So today's Mount Rushmore, as you can see on the big board next to me, the Philadelphia Phillies and the Pittsburgh Pirates. Fanatic, a Shane Victorino autographed baseball. That was Carol's. That was her favorite player. Disney Vinylmation, Phillies hat, Pirates hat. I think you guys can figure that out without the deductive reasoning. We're going to talk about the teams from the state of Pennsylvania. This one has been one that I've sat down and I've actually done a lot of research on, and I kind of went back and forth on some guys, but I was able to finally get this, I don't know about right, but I got it to where I felt it was comfortable. The Phillies one is going to be a little bit of a shocker to some, but we'll start with the Pirates since I'm wearing that hat. The Pirates, Mount Rushmore, three guys I thought were absolute locks, and then a fourth guy who I thought, after looking at some other guys, was the right choice. Honorable mentions for the Pittsburgh Pirates starts with Bill Mazeroski. Mazeroski hit the home run to win them the pennant. He's been a folklore in Pittsburgh ever since. Barry Bonds, Babe Adams, Dave Parker, and last but not least, a guy who just left Pittsburgh, and that is Andrew McCutchen. I left Kutch off because he didn't play a lot of seasons. He only played 9 seasons in Pittsburgh. The other guys all played over 15. But Andrew McCutchen was the sun in the rain for a lot of those seasons in Pittsburgh, because those teams were not very good. But Andrew McCutchen was always the bright spot there. McCutchen went to Philly before tearing his ACL, I believe. He is out the rest of the year. Expect McCutchen to be back ready to play probably within the first month of next season. So the Pittsburgh Pirates, Mount Rushmore. First off, we'll start with the absolute lock, and that is Roberto Clemente. Clemente unfortunately passed away in an airplane accident on his way back to his native country of Puerto Rico. He was going to probably come back for his 19th season. To end his 18 seasons as a member of the Pittsburgh Pirates, he played in 2,433 games. He had 3,000 hits on the nose. It was a big thing for Roberto to get that hit. He got it, I think, the last day of the regular season before his untimely passing. He had 440 doubles. He had 166 triples, had 240 career home runs as a member of the Pirates, scored 1,416 runs, drove in 1,305, had a .317 batting average and a .359 on-base percentage. He was a 12-time All-Star. He won the MVP once, had 3 top 5 finishes, and had 12 Gold Gloves. Clemente trying to bring supplies to Puerto Rico after a disaster. The plane unfortunately went down. His body was never found. So Roberto Clemente is basically buried at sea, which is an unfortunate thing for someone who brought as much joy to not only the Puerto Rican community, but the Pittsburgh community. They took him in as one of their own. They loved Roberto Clemente. It's unfortunate that he passed away. He was probably going to come back and play that 19th season, like I said. But there is one good thing that I've come to find out recently. The shirt company that I'm currently wearing baseball in has come out with the Roberto Clemente collection, which me and Carol have decided that we're going to buy some stuff from. So we're kind of excited about that. Super pumped to see what happens there. I don't know what Carol's whispering about in the background. There's Jackson causing havoc. Second up for the Pittsburgh Pirates, a member of the We Are family, it is Willie Stargell. Stargell played 21 seasons in Pittsburgh, played in 2,360 career games, had 2,232 hits, had 423 career doubles, had 55 triples, 475 long balls, had 1,194 runs scored. He drove in 1,540. Had a .282 batting average and a .360 on-base percentage. Stargell was a 7-time All-Star, won the MVP once, and had 3 top 5 finishes, just like Roberto Clemente. No Gold Gloves, though. Clemente was above and beyond defensively. Stargell was a big piece of the We Are family Pittsburgh Pirates teams. Was a mainstay for those guys. If you don't have Willie Stargell on your Mount Rushmore of the Pittsburgh Pirates, you're living under a rock. The first 2 are the easiest 2 probably that you'll do on any team, not after Babe Ruth for the New York Yankees. Clemente and Stargell, absolute locks. Third for the Pittsburgh Pirates is Honus Wagner. Wagner played 18 seasons in Pittsburgh, played in 2,433 games, He played in the exact same amount of games in the exact same amount of seasons as Roberto Clemente. He had 2,967 career hits. He had 643 doubles. He had 252 triples. Had 101 home runs. Had 1,739 runs scored. He had 1,732 RBIs. He was pretty even with a lot of his totals. Had a 328 batting average and a 391 on base percentage. He finished in the top 5 of the MVP, running twice, not winning the award ever. If you look at Wagner's stats and compare him, especially to Clemente because they played the same amount of games, he was about 33 hits under, had 200 more doubles, had 150 more triples, 100 less on the home run total. That one probably hurt a little bit. Had 300 more runs scored, had 400 more RBIs. He had about 9 points better than Clemente and reached base about 40 points more. So Wagner, I felt, was a lock, even though he doesn't have the statistical awards to be on this list compared to guys like Stargell and Clemente, but I felt like Wagner was an easy choice as the third member of the Pirates' Mount Rushmore. Excuse me. And last but not least, the guy who played 15 seasons in Pittsburgh, and the guy that I actually probably put on this list last, is Paul Waner. Waner played 2,154 games as a member of the Pirates, had 2,868 career hits, 558 of them being doubles, 187 triples, 109 home runs, 1,493 runs scored, had 1,177 RBIs, hit 340 and had an on-base percentage of .407. That means he got on base 6 out of 10 times. It's really good. He was a 4-time All-Star, had 1 MVP award win, and 3 top 5 finishes. When you look at this Pirates Mount Rushmore, it's definitely an older variety. It's definitely the We Are Families, the Roberto Clementes, and then back to the beginning ages of the Pirates with Wagner and Waner. I felt like this was the most balanced Mount Rushmore I could have done. Yes, I could have added Andrew McCutchen, I could have added Barry Bonds, I could have added Bill Mazeroski. Those are guys that definitely deserved some debate, especially against Waner, but I felt like Clemente, Stargell, and Wagner were the obvious 3 choices here. So again, my official Mount Rushmore for the Pittsburgh Pirates: Roberto Clemente, Willie Stargell, Honus Wagner, and Paul Waner. We'll now go to the other side of Pennsylvania, and we will talk about the Philadelphia Phillies, Carol's beloved Phillies. I know I'm going to get death stares a lot through this, so if I get sidetracked, it's because she looked at me because she doesn't agree with something. We'll start with the honorable mentions for the Philadelphia Phillies. I'd be remiss if I didn't add Shane Victorino because she'd probably kill me if I didn't. So that one's just for her, even though I don't know if he really is an honorable mention for their Mount Rushmore. Chase Utley, Richie Ashburn, Pete Alexander, Bobby Abreu, and Cole Hamels all make my honorable mention list. And my Phillies team has a little bit of everything. It's got some old school, it's got a little bit of the 80s, a little bit of the 70s, and it's got somebody from the recent time. And that one's going to be the one that's probably going to be a lot of comments from you guys not agreeing with me. So we'll start with the Philadelphia Phillies. We'll start with the guy who I thought was an absolute lock for this, and that is Michael Schmidt. Michael Jack Schmidt. Played 18 seasons in Philadelphia, played 2,404 games, had 2,234 hits, 408 of them being doubles, 59 triples, 548 career home runs, 1,506 runs scored, 1,595 RBIs, hit 267, had an on-base percentage of .380. Was a 12-time All-Star, a 3-time MVP, had 2 other top 5 finishes, was a 10-time Gold Glove Award winner, and a 6-time Silver Slugger. When you look at Michael Schmidt, he was the best third baseman in baseball for a really long time. Probably, I would say 16 of those 18 seasons, and it wasn't even close. So Schmidt was an absolute lock for this one. I didn't think there was ever a question that I was going to add him in the Philadelphia Phillies Mount Rushmore. Another guy that I felt was a lock, and a guy that I feel like if you don't have him on your Mount Rushmore of the Phillies, you don't know what you're talking about, that is Steve Carlton. Carlton pitched 15 seasons as a member of the Phillies, had a career record of 241 wins and 161 losses, had a .309 ERA in 499 career starts. He threw 185 complete games, 39 of those being shutouts, had 3,031 strikeouts, and a 1.211 whip. Excuse me. He was a 7-time All-Star, a 4-time Cy Young Award winner with 2 other top 5 finishes, and 1 Golden Glove. I felt like Schmidt and Carlton were the 2 easiest guys for me to put on this list. I don't feel like there was ever a debate that those 2 guys were going to be on this list. It's just, was I going to talk about them first and second? Was I going to talk about them third and fourth? So I feel like those 2 are the absolute locks. Third up for the Phillies is Robin Roberts. Roberts pitched 14 seasons in Philadelphia, had a career record of 234 wins and 199 losses, had a 3.46 ERA in 472 career starts. He had 272 complete games through 3,739 1/3 innings, had a 1.17 WHIP, and a total strikeouts of 1,871. He was a 7-time All-Star. I put Roberts in over Ashburn and Hamels. I felt that Robin Roberts, for just his amount of innings and complete games, I know that's what they did a lot back then, but I felt like that was just something you can't really look down on compared to some of these newer guys like Hamels, and I felt like his production was a little bit more merited of recognition than Richie Ashburn's. Richie Ashburn probably could have been in over this guy, but he's a guy that I feel like deserves to be on this list, even though he may not have been the flashiest member of the Philadelphia Phillies, and that is J-Roll, Jimmy Rollins. Rollins, in 15 seasons as a member of the Phillies, played 2,090 games, had 2,306 hits, 479 doubles, 111 triples, 216 career home runs, had 887 RBIs, had 1,235 runs, hit 267, had a 327 on base percentage, was a one-time MVP, a 3-time All-Star, 4 Gold Gloves, and a Silver Slugger. I felt Jimmy Rollins being part of this list was probably the one that I'm going to get a lot of slack and a lot of people tell me that they don't agree with me. But I felt like for a kid who grew up watching baseball in the 90s and the 2000s, there was not many shortstops as smooth as Jimmy Rollins. J-Roll was a guy that if you were a shortstop, you wanted to be him. You wanted to make the running throw. You wanted to be as fast as he was. You wanted to steal as many bases as J-Roll did. And his double play combination with Chase Utley was a lock in Philadelphia for years. So I'd be remiss if I didn't add Jimmy Rollins to my Philadelphia Philly Mount Rushmore. So feel free to comment down below, tell me that I got the Jimmy Rollins one wrong, and I will tell you that, you know what, you may be right, but Jimmy Rollins was always going to be a part of my Mount Rushmore. It just is what it is. I love me some J-Roll. I don't think I could have left him off of this list. So my official Philadelphia Phillies Mount Rushmore: Michael Schmidt, Steve Carlton, Robin Roberts, and Jimmy Rollins. That'll wrap up our stay in Pennsylvania. We are done with the Pennsylvania organizations, and we move a little bit further down south on I-95. We're going to our nation's capital. We're going to go to a couple teams that hold a lot of memory in my heart. We're going to go to the Baltimore Orioles and the Washington Nationals / Montreal Expos. Yes, I'm going to pay homage to the Expos eras with the Washington Nationals. So it will be the Expos / Nationals. It'll be the Baltimore Orioles. I got to watch those teams whenever I grew up. I'm from D.C. originally, so there'll be a lot of fun talking about those guys and guys that I got to see play in Washington and in Baltimore. So let's see who is on the list outside of Cal Ripken. Will Vladimir Guerrero make the Expos list? Will Ryan Zimmerman make it? I can tell you Bryce Harper will not make it. I don't think he deserves to be on the Mount Rushmore of the Washington Nationals. At least not as of now. Maybe he can go back there and get on there one day. We'll conquer that on our next Mount Rushmore episode. So feel free to comment down below, like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Follow me on Instagram at fatkidcertifiedse. Follow me on Twitter at TheyCallMeBurn. Tell me what you loved. Tell me what you didn't love. Give me some feedback. We'll talk about it more. But I'm going to go eat because I'm hungry, because I'm fat. And then we're going to talk about Nationals, Expos, Orioles on our next episode of the Mount Rushmore. AEW video up maybe sometime this week. Other than that, let's eat.